Jamie?
Vicki, Ozzie Gibson has a long history of service for the city. I got a chance to sit down with him this morning and talk about his plans for TARC. While he's not sure how long he will serve in his new role, he says he's dedicated to doing all he can to leaving the department even better than when he arrived.
Every city is facing the same thing and the same challenges when it comes to public transportation.
Ozzie Gibson's goal is to put Louisville in a better position to succeed. Gibson has served more than 3 decades with Louisville Metro government in several capacities, including as an LMPD officer, a leader with Metro Animal Services, and he currently works as interim executive director at Louisville Parks and Recreation. On January 1st, he will take over as interim executive director for TARC, taking over for Kerry Butler, who resigned from the position.
You know, like my first month here is going to be transitioning and learning all I can, and then trying to figure out what do we need to do in the next 6 months.
That includes working with staff to identify how TARC can grow and improve. In the past, TARC has dealt with issues such as low ridership, an increase in missed services due to retirements, workforce recruiting, and challenges with TARC 3.
But I really believe, you know, COVID sent us all into a mess, and we're still climbing out of.
He plans to use several strategies to address as many problems as he can while he's in this leadership position.
For me to make sure that there's communication at all levels, up and down and from the bottom up, look at best practices to be able to lay it out on the table for a person, be able to know what we're doing well and what we're not doing well.
Gibson says while some problems may be quick to fix, others will take time to solve. As the mayor's office starts the process to find a permanent replacement, Gibson says he will remain committed to the job.
If he does his search and or somewhere in this process he asks me to stay on as the full-time executive director, then I will do what he asks.
The mayor's office says they expect the position to be posted by the end of the week, and they are eager to start identifying candidates for the role. Reporting live in the studio, Jamie Mays, WLKY News.
Thank you, Jamie. Happening now, the Jefferson County Board of Education is hearing some proposals to help alleviate JCPS busing woes. The district has proposed eliminating bus transportation for students at magnet, traditional, and A5 schools, such as the ESL Newcomer Academy and Liberty High School. They're also considering a stipend for parents who drive their high school students to school and creating an in-house routing team to work with a new route consultant.
If we reduce our riders, we increase the parent support that we need, and we support our drivers the way that I think we're intending to do at this point, then we can begin to bring the number of drivers up again.
The board is not expected to vote on the proposals tonight. A former DJ for Jack Harlow is out of jail after taking a plea deal for a deadly shooting. Ronnie O'Bannon's murder trial was set to start this morning. He instead pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of reckless homicide. He was sentenced to serve at 2 times served and released from custody. O'Bannon fatally shot Casimira Nash on Derby Eve in 2021. This happened at the former Vibes nightclub on River Road, where Nash was working as a bartender. O'Bannon's attorney says Nash attacked his client before the shooting. 2 people are dead after a head-on collision in Jefferson County near the line with Shelby and Spencer counties. Our WLKY News chopper flew over the scene on Taylorsville Road Lake this afternoon. Officers say it happened around 12:30. A preliminary investigation revealed a pickup truck and sedan collided head-on when one of the drivers crossed the center line. The drivers of both the car and truck were killed. LMPD's traffic unit is handling the investigation. A K-9 unit was hit during a chase in southern Indiana this morning. Indiana State Police arrested Nicholas Lewis just north of Austin in Scott County. Officers say they started following Lewis in Indianapolis after getting a report of a stolen car driving on I-65 South. They put down stop sticks in Crothersville, and that's when he crashed into the police truck. The officer was not hurt, but his K-9 was taken to the vet to be checked out. Lewis is facing several felony charges. The coroner says the 2 people who died in a house fire in the Chickasaw neighborhood were a 65-year-old man and a 7-year-old boy. Investigators say a space heater sparked the deadly fire early yesterday morning on Cecil Avenue. A 3rd person went to the hospital and is in critical condition. Just 1 day after that tragic fire, Louisville firefighters took part in a mental health training course to learn how to cope with the deadly challenges they encounter. WLKY's Madeline Carter talked to them about the struggle of the job.
Just one day after firefighters battled a devastating fire that killed 2 people, including a child, Louisville firefighters are learning to open up about how situations like that are impacting their mental health.
Yesterday morning, we had fire crews that, recovered bodies of children from a working house fire. That's not normal stuff.
Captain Sam Pierce responded to the tragic fire on Cecil Avenue in the Chickasaw neighborhood and says it's just one example of the difficulties those in his industry face every single day.
We see lots of things that aren't ideal for anyone to see, and it's difficult sometimes to not take that home.
That's why he volunteered to complete a mental health training course to help his fellow firefighters cope with the job's challenges.
We can have our Superman cape on, but we can't be Superman all the time.
The International Association of Firefighters paid a visit to the Louisville Fire Academy on Monday and Tuesday to train 30 firefighters and other first responders to have tough conversations within their department and connect those who are struggling to the right resources. According to the association, 20% of all firefighters in the country suffer from PTSD. 47% consider suicide, with 15.5% actually attempting suicide. Louisville Professional Firefighters President Jeff Taylor says they've had several members attempt or die by suicide in the past few years, which is why they wanted to bring in this training.
The ultimate goal is to intervene before somebody takes their own life or attempts it.
The training program is designed to change the perception that firefighters have to tough it out. So the next time something like this happens, they can get the help they need.
Before we knew, oh man, a brother or sister's hurting. Now we have resources to point them toward.
Madeline Carter, WLKY News.